What's up, guys? I want to do a quick video today of the PM2 and some great alternatives for the PM2. Maybe you don't want to spend as much money as the PM2 costs, or maybe you don't like the compression lock that much, or whatever your reasons is. I wanted to give some pretty solid alternatives for the PM2. First, I got this cool kind of like tabletop review piece of wood from Way of Knife or EDC Gear Warehouse, and they actually have the PM2 on here, so this is good for size comparisons. And this is, as you can see, this is pretty much the exact size of a PM2. So I thought that was cool that I don't have to, even if I'm probably going to sell the PM2 or whatever, but or if I do sell a PM2, that I will still have one for comparison. And then this is a bug out, so, and then this is a standard ruler right there. So a couple of alternatives that I have in my collection that really compete pretty good with the PM2 is, first of all, the Stretch 2 with the straight spine, and these are pretty much identical in length. Let's see, pretty much identical in length, and the blade shape is almost identical, and the blade length is right there. The Stretch maybe has a little bit more blade length, but the PM2 has more blade handle. I think that's right. Just a little bit more. And then the cutting edges are exactly the same. What? PM2, yeah. They're pretty much identical. Now, one thing I do find personally for my own hand, that the Stretch 2 feels better in my hand. This swell feels better, and then if you notice the shape of the hump here, it's that this hump comes up faster, so it stops my thumb. But this is more gradual, so my thumb can go up higher before it stops, so that is more comfortable for me. This does have a bigger choil too in the front. This is a smaller choil, so the ergos just work on this one. The blade stock is a little bit thinner, so keep that in mind. Standard PM2 is now looking like it's around 164 with S45 VN. The Stretch 2, I have to look at find the price, but I'm pretty sure this is cheaper than this for sure. And then the last one I wanted to compare it to is the American Lawman. Now, cold steel American Lawman, and these actually are a really good comparison as well. They are, the American Lawman overall length is a little bit shorter. You can see just a tiny bit, maybe a quarter inch, but and the handle is the quarter inch, because if you line up the blades from handle to handle, they're pretty close. And then the sharpened edge is almost identical, the sharpening edge. And this actually feels, again, the ergos are good on the PM2, but for me this might beat out a little bit. And then this is S45VN, and it comes in at $99, so I'll put the link down below for this one, and a regular paramilitary too. But this also has a choil. It's not as protected as this one, so you have to be more careful. Another thing I did with this is replace the thumb studs. So I'll put the link down to where you can get cold steel thumb studs that are like Benchmades, but they're not Benchmades because Benchmades are thicker. So that I just found that these thumb studs are a little more comfortable for me than the cold steel thumb studs. But you have this triad lock, which is tough as it gets. The compression lock is very strong as well, and you have the back lock, which is very, very strong. So 3 strong locks. If I had to rank them, I'd do the triad lock strongest, then the regular lock back, then the compression lock. Something else to consider, these are all pretty much the same, going to take up the same amount in your pocket. So there's the stretch 2, and it has the same big hump there. Now the American Lawman kind of feels better because it's a lot thinner. So it's about the same as the stretch, but it is thinner for sure than the PM2. But yet the blade stock thickness is the same. And then it retains some of the strength at the tip. So you're not going to have to worry about the tip as much on the American Lawman as you will on the PM2. The PM2 comes to a very, very sharp tip. So these are some alternatives to the PM2. Like I said, I do like the PM2, but when I have these other knives in the collection that are kind of like almost the same, you know, same dimension, same cutting edge, same steel performance. In the case of the Stretch 2, it's going to be outcut this one, but this is stainless steel. This is stainless as well. That Spy 27 and S45VN are very similar in their properties. So when you have a lot of knives that do the same thing, sometimes you look for which ones you don't need, and you can pass them on to the next person. So I think these two are going to stick around, and I think I'm probably going to move along the PM2 because I have a military 2 now that has the compression lock. So that kind of fits the compression lock military family in my collection. And then this one is probably going to move along. But great knife. All of them are great knives. But if you're looking for cheaper, especially this one, $99, that's $70 cheaper than this one about. So, and it has a great lock, great steel, and the pocket clip, you're going to ride naturally coming right out of the box. You're going to ride like that, and then for this one with the stock clip, it's going to be that much hanging out. So I prefer the deeper carry. That's why I've already switched over to deeper carry for this one, Lynch clip. So there you go. That's all I have, and I'll see you all in the next one.